Welcome to Summoner's Summary. I'm your host Arrow, and today we'll be taking a look at the Cloud9 vs Dignitas game. Now before we look at champions, I just want to say that what really impresses me about Cloud9 is their ability to out-rotate their opponent. Cloud9 always seems to get free objectives in every game they're in simply by putting pressure on one part of the map and then quickly moving somewhere else before their opponent has time to react. Now with that being said, let's look at champion select. Cloud9 at first glance has not chosen a single tank, but you have to remember that 4 out of 5 champions on this team have shields, and with the Lulu Wild Growth, this Rumble is going to be able to build almost straight AP and still survive in team fights. Now on the other hand, Dignitas' team is going to scale crazy good into this late game. Jinx, Lux, and Ryze all have insane late game scaling. And anybody who watched Season 2 or has seen Froggen play knows just how deadly those Lux picks can be in the late game. So you're really going to want to watch, because if Cloud9 is going to be able to manipulate the map in time and end this game relatively early, they should be able to come out with a victory. In this first clip, High gives Golden Glue a present to welcome him to the LCS. Now this game begins with a lane swap. This has become pretty common in the 4.4 patch thanks to the change to trinkets. The best way to protect your jungler's buffs now that you can't ward until 2 minutes into the game, which you really can't do because it makes you late to the lane, is to create this imbalance of power across the map by lane swapping, which makes it unsafe for the enemy jungler to invade. Now Dignitas is doing something rather unique here by sending 4 people to push the top lane. But because High picked up that early kill onto Lux, he's able to rotate top and help wave clear, allowing Cloud9 to come out ahead 2 towers for Dignitas' 1. Dignitas attempts to answer by taking this early dragon, but dragon does a crazy amount of damage in the early game, allowing Cloud9 to come out ahead in this fight even though it's only 4v5, allowing balls to free farm in the top lane. Cloud9 is able to trade 2 kills for 1 and get the flash and teleport out of Ryze while stopping the dragon. Now here we're going to see Cloud9's ability to rotate. Bot lane hard shoved bot and Lulu hard shoved mid, then bot went mid, Lulu went top, and because of that, they now have 4 people in the top lane, Lucian holding mid, and come out. Next, Cloud9 wants to contest this blue so that Lux can't just wave clear and Cloud9 can push mid. However, Dignitas has such great pick that Meteos goes down before Lulu can get there with the Wild Growth. Now this is going to end in a 2-for-1 in favor of Dignitas, and they manage to hold on to that blue. Cruiser's going to teleport in here so that Cloud9 can't get this free dragon. Dignitas chooses to engage after the death sentence onto High, but High's able to live for much longer than expected thanks to the Wild Growth and the Lulu shield. So Dignitas overextends and overstays on that Rumble ultimate, allowing Cloud9 to turn this fight around back in their favor. However, Dignitas was able to stop Cloud9 from doing that dragon. I just want to take a moment here to point out the difference in farm that's resulted from Cloud9 out-rotating Dignitas. This Rumble is a level up on Ryze, 30 CS up. Now, this doesn't seem like much, but you have to remember that Ryze is a scaling champion. It's 13 minutes into the game yet, and he's not even close to finishing that Rod of Ages, meaning he won't hit his power spike until extremely late in this game. Although Dignitas does do a great job of taking advantage of balls being top to finally get this first dragon of the game. Now I think that this is the best played team fight by Dignitas of the entire game. They group Cloud9 perfectly in this little corridor for all of the AoE. The Lux ultimate shreds, the Ryze damage shreds, and Jinx is able to jump in and get a triple kill. Now this has massively closed the gap that Cloud9 had built in this early game, really putting Dignitas back in the game. Now this clip really shows the baiting potential of this Cloud9 team. Here Meteos is completely caught out and should die, but the Lulu ultimate and shield completely negates the Lux ultimate, which allows Cloud9 to turn it around for an easy shutdown. However, you still can't count out this pick comp from Dignitas. They have an unbelievable amount of pick potential here. And this kill, plus that last team fight and the tower that they're going to get, closes the gold lead to under 2,000, almost completely negating the incredible early game that Cloud9 had. Now here's where I think that Dignitas throws the entire game. They were coming back, but they blow 2 major ultimates onto just Morgana and overextend under the tower, allowing Cloud9 to chase down with that Rumble ultimate. They're able to pick up 4 kills here for the 1 kill onto Morgana, and they take both middle turrets, leaving Dignitas with an exposed inhibitor. And this is what I love about Cloud9, this ability to bait their opponent and rotate. Now, they've taken complete control of Baron, which Dignitas immediately realizes they need to clear out. However, while they take the time to clear out those 3 pink wards and rotate to that top side, Cloud9 shuts straight down this mid lane, and they're going to be able to pick up an inhibitor for absolutely nothing. They lost 300 gold worth of vision and gained an inhibitor. That's just incredible. Here Dignitas attempts to pick off Meteos. However, this team is incredible at baiting. Meteos safeguards away, and they're able to chase down with the Rumble ultimate and that Frost Fang. This allows Cloud9 to pick up 1 kill. Lulu's going to chase and pick up a 2nd while the rest of his team rotates and grabs a free Baron. After getting this Baron, Cloud9 is going to siege the bottom lane tower. Now, I want to talk about the importance of that. The bottom lane creates the most amount of pressure because if you take that inhibitor, you immediately gain Baron control, as the enemy team has to leave 1 person in the bottom lane to wave clear. Now, I feel like this dive is overly ambitious from Cloud9. You have to remember, this is the team without tanks. So, Sneaky actually ends up tanking the tower here and is going to go down because of it. So, a little bit of a misplay, but Cloud9 will still be able to hold on to their lead. Crumbs is going to engage here so that they don't have to give up this inhibitor. Lemon flashes into Dignitas and fat fingers his Zanyas before getting that Morgana ultimate off. However, the Rumble ultimate still zones off 3 people for Dignitas, which allows Cloud9 to chase down Ryze and Pantheon. They're going to be able to get the middle inhibitor and even rotate to Baron off of this 1 team fight. And once again, with this Baron going down, Cloud9 is going to rotate to that bot lane to siege. However, this time the dive goes much better and they get a clean ace. Now, what really impressed me about this game was actually Dignitas' ability to create picks in the mid game. Cloud9 had a huge advantage in the early, but Dignitas was able to come back by creating those picks, almost equalizing the gold. However, 1 bad dive mid is all it really takes to snowball a good team like Cloud9 into an advantage that they can turn into a victory. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like or subscribe. If you want to see more from me, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/theabactor. And if you have anything to say, feedback, comments, criticism, please leave it down below.